Oh shit. Here we go again.
Here you are, again. Procrastinating, begging for entertainment. Okay, don't worry. I will distract you for the next couple of minutes. In this episode of An Average Guy Learns, you are going to see me implementing shooting in a 2D platformer. As a total beginner, I give shooting 4 out of 10 on the difficult scale. Attention! If you are looking for an expert tutorial, this definitely isn't the place for you. But, if you feel entertained by one's frustration, confusion, and occasional progress, then by all means, stay here with me and enjoy this journey. I decided that for this project, I would need a gun that could be picked up by the player. There should be an enemy which can be penetrated by my shots, and die eventually. Now for the part in which I educate you a little. There are 2 types of shots that you can implement in Unity, according to your needs. First one being using prefabs, where you can see the bullet flying as an object through the air. Second one is using raycast, which is an invisible laser that is spawned from our gun, and scanning for the first thing it collides with. For the purpose of this project, I'm going to use prefabs. So, let's see how this goes. Starting as always, I download and import basic 2D package, with which I am going to build my scene. By the way, I am starting to see progress with this initial stage of the project. My steps are more confident and it takes less time to build a simple scene. After I am done with the environment, I am adding the player's character in the game, and adding colliders, rigid body and a simple movement script, as always. And after I am done with the movement, I decide to test everything. Now, I know that you think that I have learned from my previous mistakes. I never do, baby. At this point, it's basically a tradition to forget to lock the Z-axis. But when that is done, everything should be working as expected. Okay, horizontal movement, check. Every time that I think I've got the handle of the animation tab, I am proven wrong. Yeah, the animations might not be working, but I've got the jump set. After trying to fix it, I think I made it worse.
Bye, have a great time!
Okay, 40 minutes into the project, we have our movement and the animations. My next task was to create the shooting aspect. So, I created a shooting point at the end of my gun. This is where the bullets are going to be shooting from. It was time to add my bullet in the game with its animations. I do that because the shoot point requires a reference to the bullet in order to instantiate it. Okay, with a bullet attached to the shooting point, let's test everything. As you can see, the bullet is created, but it's not flying. This is a good thing. I am just going to add instant force to the bullet in the direction in which the shooting point is facing. Also, because the bullet has a collider, I am able to jump on it, which I found amusing. Okay, let's add the flying forwards part to the bullet script. After I did it, I noticed something weird in my game. At first, I didn't notice, but after a couple of seconds I saw it. Yup, this bullet here is not present in my hierarchy, which could only mean one thing: Unity was about to crash, which it eventually did. After saving my file, I believe that my shooting should work now. As you can see, it does. After that, I added an enemy with a simple idle animation. I also included a part in my script, which destroyed the bullet if it collides with an object with an enemy tag. It was time to test it, and if everything is working as expected, my bullet should be destroyed on collision, and it should say what was the targeted hit. Success. Okay, shooting is done, almost. Oh, animation tab, the bane of my existence, with your web of mystery, and your parameters of death, I despise you. I am trying to add the shooting animation to my character, but as you can see, it was clearly not working. Until it kind of did. I played around with the timing and the shooting animation, until I was satisfied with my results. Okay, that is good enough for me. And just like that, it was time to add the enemy health, and a part in the bullet's code, which would subtract health every time it collides with the enemy. Okay, let's test it out. I also added death animation to the enemy. Yes, I forgot to stop the loop of the enemy death animation, so it became a firecracker. After this was added, everything should be working as expected. Noise. Okay, in order to make the bullet feel more realistic, I added an animation which was triggered whenever the bullet collided with an object. Just needed to add this part to the script as well. Alright, I think everything should be working, so let's try it out. On collision bullet animation, check. Next step was adding a script to my enemy, which would make him chase my player. I have done this previously, so it was nothing special for me. Somehow, I managed to mess it up. But, I saw it as an opportunity. My enemy was now a hoverboard. So I tried to fix it, and it somehow got worse.
Bruh, look at this dude. Wait till you see the... No.
They say the third time's the charm. Spoiler alert, it's not. Yeah, I had a working trampoline, but not a properly chasing enemy. After a couple of tries, I finally did it, and it was working. I also added running animation. Chasing enemy, check. Finally, after solving everything, it was time to implement the logic behind me not being able to shoot, before picking up the weapon. As you can see, it works, but it still plays the shooting animation. Basically, I have a boolean which is in my weapon script. Before picking up the weapon it's set on false, and after colliding with the gun object, I meet the conditions to shoot. After fixing this issue, I decided that it was time for me to play with the Cinemachine in Unity. So yeah, downloaded the package, I edited the settings, until I was happy with the way the camera was following my player. I set up a simple level and decided to test if all of the implemented mechanics were working. I call this project a success. The controls were questionable, and the colliders of the platforms were sus. But all of the goals that I have set for myself were achieved. Will I get better? Am I going to create a game? The price for finding out is liking, sharing and subscribing. While you are doing this, here is a montage from my performance during the X Games.
Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo!